Hello, everybody. This is your boy Ken, aka MrGentleman, and I am the host of MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast. If you are enjoying this show, you should also check out the Premier Boys Podcast, hosted by myself, Aaron Kintok Sands, the Star Rider Rod, and Long Live the Chief Mighty Mal, where we discuss many topics within the culture, from music, love, relationships, sex, politics, and many more. We could make you laugh, but the show could also get a little raunchy and may not be for everybody. But if you're willing to take that risk, check out the Premier Voice Podcast every Wednesday, a part of the Premier Powerverse. Other show you could check out on the Premier Powerverse is King Talk with Aaron Sands, hosted by Aaron King Talk Sands every Friday at 12 p.m. Star Time Podcast hosted by the Star Rider Rod every Monday at 12 p.m. And Welcome to the Trilogy hosted by Long Live the Chief Mighty Mal every Tuesday at 12 p.m. Listen and support on every show in the Premier Powerverse. Thank you for listening to this message and enjoy the show. You are now listening to MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast Season 8. Hello, everybody. This is your boy Ken, aka MrGentleman, 1/4 of the Premier Boys Podcast, and your host of MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast. Welcome to the Season 8 premiere of MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast. Hope all is well. And I'm not going to hold you. I am happy to be officially back and talking to all of y'all. Y'all don't understand how much I miss y'all. And I just want to say thank you everybody who been continue to listen to MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast while I'm on break. From listening to past episodes of MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast, but listen to the 4 Road to Season 8 bonus episodes. And just buying the merch and everything, it really means a lot for the bottom of my heart. And I just want to say thank y'all. Like, for real, thank you for everything. So before we talk about today's episode, I got to address the elephant in the room. I have to address the elephant in the room. So I know y'all noticed that things sound different with the show. And the reason why things sound different with the show because Spotify podcasters, they had a big upgrade where pretty much everything on that platform is changed. Everything is now more complicated to work on. And the stuff that I usually use, from the interludes, the background music, the voice notes, and many more, a lot of that pretty much no longer is here. Even though I do got some of the voice notes back, but a lot of my voice notes is now gone. And how I feel about the upgrade, I do not like it. I do not like it one bit. Y'all pretty much made this more of a cash grab instead of helping other podcasters now. And the fact that y'all care more about money than helping podcasters, y'all made your platform worse for podcasters. So hopefully down the line, I'd look for a new podcast host. But for now, we're gonna just ride it out and see what happens. I just want to voice my opinion on that. But for the Season 8 premiere of MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast, we will be discussing how I've been doing, every update for life, what's been going on in my life. What can y'all expect for Season 8 for MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast and beyond? I also get updates on spin-off series Thursdays and many more. And once again, I'm just happy to be back, and I'm happy to give y'all way more this season. So y'all already know what to do. Sit back, relax, and I'll be right back.
My name is Kathy Mao, and you are listening to MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast.
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. At this time, it's time for MrGentleman Facts, Quote of the Day. And today's quote today is, everything that you pray for will become reality. It only don't when you just stop. And I say this because everything that you ever could imagine could definitely come true. And it only don't when you don't put in the work, when you just stop believing. So I would say is, if you believe in something, go for it and it will come true. And that is today with the Gentleman Facts quote of the day. Hello, everybody. This is your boy Ken, aka Mr. Gentleman, and I am the host of Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast. And this commercial break is brought to you by Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast. On Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast, we interview many guests about their life journey, pretty much where they come from and where they at now. Also promoting their brands or whatever they're doing at the time they come on the show. We also have the host talk about personal stories about himself and everything that he's been through. And also we have fun conversation about anything music, anything old school, relationships, wrestling, and many more. And y'all can tune in to Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast every Sundays at 12 a.m. We are also on every Thursdays at 12 a.m. for Spin-Up Series Thursdays, where we have all of Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast spin-off series all in one day, where we have a conversation about music podcast every first Thursday at 12 a.m. The Old School Show with myself and the Star Ridey Rod every fourth Thursday at 12 a.m. And we have Date Night Talk Podcast with myself and Miss Vanna B every second and third Thursday at 12 a.m. And y'all can tune in to Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast on Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, The Pods, and many more. Or y'all can check it out on the official website of Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast, www.realmrgentlemanlifestylepodcast.com, www.realmrgentlemanlifestylepodcast.com. And tune in every Sundays and Thursdays at 12 a.m. for Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast. Thank y'all for tuning in to this commercial break of Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast. Back to your regularly scheduled program. Cheers!
Hey guys, this is Pam Delau coming straight out of Brooklyn, New York, and you are now listening to Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast.
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. And at this time for the season 8 premiere of Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast. And I am happy to be back talking to y'all once again. I know it's been a while because I have put out bonus episode, but I haven't been here. And I am happy to be back. Happy that y'all are still here joining me on this journey. And shout out to the new listeners who joined in on this journey while I was on break. And shout out to everybody who listened to past episode of Mr. Gentleman Like the Podcast. Shout out to everybody who listened to the 4 Roads to Season 8 bonus episodes. And shout out to everybody who just been supporting the Quotes of the Day, the merch store, and everything. You know, from the bottom of my heart, I am thank you. So before we get into the episode, allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Ken, aka Mr. Gentleman, born and raised in Brooklyn, New York. I am half Asian and half Surgeon. My birthday is May 17th. I am a Taurus. And I am the host of Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast. I've been doing this show for 5 years. Going on 6 on January 20th, with 225 episodes, 70 guests, 23 guest platforms, and 45 guest appearances. We've been playing on 98 countries. multiple time #1 for Society and Culture, Personal Journal, top 100 shows on Good Pods. And I don't say the accolades to brag or anything. I say the accolades because I am proud of myself for where I came from and where I'm at now. I didn't think when I started the show that I was going to go as far as I was, or people going to be inspired by the topic that I spoke about on my show from the course of the day, or anything like that, or even those who started their podcast show because of me. So for that, I thank you, everybody. From the bottom of my heart, it really means a lot. And thank you for making me continue to love what I do. So for that, I thank you. Now that we got that out the way, how I've been doing. So for the most part, I've been good. Of course, there have been days where I was feeling down. There have been days where I'm feeling depressed because I'm not where I want to be in life. But I am blessed to wake up every day and open my two eyes. I am blessed to see another day. And I am blessed to still be here and to still do stuff that I love. Of course, everything not going to happen overnight, but everything will happen one day at a time. Just continue to stay positive, and good things always come to those who wait. So, yeah, I'm blessed to be here, and I'm blessed that I here to talk to y'all. Why my break was longer than it's supposed to? So my break was longer than it was supposed to because after the season 6 finale last year, I didn't take a proper break. I went right back in and just continued to do the show. And as season 7 ended, I realized that our words burned out and I needed a break to pretty much rethink my next move and to rethink what's next for not only me for the show, but for my life in general. Because I felt like my life was more focused on the show than my actual personal life. And I felt like, I needed to just take a step back and just rethink everything, Even though I have been out, I have been at events and stuff like that. I also have been low key. I haven't really been speaking to people like that. I mean, I've seen people, but I haven't really. I've been to myself basically, and I just been getting my personal life in order until I felt like I was ready to get back on the mic. And another part of me where I took a long break, it was because that I was afraid to get back on the mic because I wasn't sure if people were still listening to the show or anything like that, Especially since the way last season ended, I was discouraged. So I wasn't sure if I wanted to continue to do the show. It been times that I wanted to I think it's time to end it, but it made me realize why did I start the show in the first place and how many people was inspired by the show. And I just had to rethink that. And I realized that, when I started doing this current season now with the first couple of new guests, it made me really love the show all over again. So I'm here to bring y'all just this premiere episode. So I'm happy to be back and I'm just happy to be back, man. Like for real. I'm just really happy, genuinely happy to be back, So one biggest challenge that I dealt with during my break was my health journey. I spoke brief about it on the season 7 finale, but I didn't dive into details because during that time I wasn't ready to talk about it. But I am ready to talk about it now. So back in March, early this year, I went to the doctor for a normal checkup. It was my yearly checkup. So I got checked up and I got my results back. And everything came back normal, but it was some things during that checkup that was way higher than it was supposed to. One thing that was way higher was my cholesterol was way higher. And if it was 10 points more, I would have been at high risk. So when I found out that, I was really, depressed over it because I never had, it never happened to me before. So I was really surprised by the result, but at the same time, I wasn't surprised because I gained a lot of weight during those times. Way more. I was way more than it was supposed to. During this time with the doctor, I was 220 pounds. A year before that, I was 230. And I wasn't thinking that I was unhealthy. I was just thinking that I was just gaining weight just because. But when I went to the doctor, it was an eye opener that I needed to change my situation before I could end up with a heart attack, before I could end up with a stroke, or before I could end up worse. And plus, a lot of other eye openers during this time was family members was in the hospital during this time. 2 people I know from high school pass away within a month from each other, and many other things. So I just realized, so I just said to myself that, yeah, I really need to change everything. I need to get my cholesterol lower. I need to get my weight at a good place and to start to be more healthy and start caring about myself more because the way I wasn't caring about myself at all. You could tell that I was going through depression and stuff like that. And I was basically fighting something that nobody pretty much knew about. And yeah, so during these couple of months, I started doing research on to what to do to change my diet and how to get back onto a way healthier place. So I started to be more active more. I started to work out every day and night. I started to eat healthy, cut back on a lot of food. And if y'all know me, y'all know I love food, but I had to cut back on everything. And the only thing I've been eating was whole grain, fruits and vegetables, and other healthy options. And it was not an easy journey at all. There have been times where I wanted to go back to old habits, but in order to want to get something, if you want to get to a better place, you have to focus on the main goal, and that's what I've been doing. Ask people for advice of how to help me change the situation, and as time went on, I started to lose more weight and more weight and more weight and more weight. So from March, I was 220 pounds, and which is now, September 2024, I am now 171 pounds. I lost 47 pounds, and I went back to the doctor recently for a follow-up checkup, and my cholesterol level is now back to normal. I am not at high risk no more, and yeah, and everything is pretty much, I'm healthy now, and yeah, and it was not an easy journey, but losing 47 pounds was really impressive though. So I was like, wow. And honestly, my advice to everybody is if you know something wrong with your body, please go to the doctor and get yourself checked out. Because if you catch something early, there's always ways to change the situation. You don't want to not go to the doctor and you found out something wrong and it's too late to fix the problem. So my advice to you, especially to black men, because all of us do not like to go to the doctor. We need to please go to the doctor, get yourself checked out. And if you have a problem, go fix the problem now and not fix it later. It's easy to find out something wrong now than when it's too late and you can't fix the problem. So that's my advice to everybody. Please go to the doctor and fix the problem now. Everything could always change. So yeah, and even after everything back to normal, I still go to keep going on this healthy journey. And yeah, I mean, of course, I'm gonna eat some things that but for the most part, I'm gonna continue to be healthy, continue on a healthy journey. And yeah, so other than that, everything in my life is pretty much the same. My love life is still the same. Still single. But one thing that I wasn't focused on before that I am focused on now, that I am open to get back out there in the dating scene. I mean, of course, I'm not looking for it. Of course, no, I'm not looking for it. But if if something happened, pretty much. Because I ain't gonna hold you. Dating in this generation have been really difficult. And honestly, I don't even know how to date these days. So I'm not even gonna hold you. So yeah, it's completely different. So, but I am open to it, and yeah, we'll just see what happens with that. But not my main focus. I still focus on bigger and better things in my personal life, and on top of that, also focus on the gentleman like the podcast. So yeah. Speaking of Mr. Gentleman like the podcast, what can y'all expect for season 8 of Mr. Gentleman like the podcast? You could expect more guests on the show. I could confirm 2 new guests who will be coming on the show. We got the host of The American Dream in the Eyes of Immigrant, Haiti De La Cruz, on the show, who is also a podcast nominated host. We also got the founder of Fox Hunter Club, Brownie Marie, coming on the show. And then we also got some returning guests coming on the show. We got Elijah Rose returning to the show. We got Aaron Quito Sands returning to the show. We got Long Live the Chief Mally Mal returning to the show. We got Ann from the Talk About It podcast. 21 Cal, the Source King, returning to the show. And we got Jalen, who is a part of the Top 20 Countdown show, returning on the show. And many more. Also this season, we will have more personal episodes, more solo episodes, and I'm going to give y'all more me. Last season, I gave y'all some personal episodes, but I didn't give y'all too much personal episodes. This season, I will give y'all more personal episodes about me. We're going to talk about the origin of the name MrGentleman this season. We're going to talk about, why I never fit in. And we got many other personal solo episodes coming soon this season. We got new segments and returning segments for this season. Of course, the top 20 Countdown show returning. We got Date Night Talk Stories, which is the original Date Night Talk segment, returning this season. And many more segments. And we're also aiming for roundtable discussion. And of course, one more fun episodes. So look out for the Gentleman Like the Podcast season 8. As of now, we are planning to have 20 episodes this season. And that number might change, but yeah, 20 episodes this season. Yeah, and I'm looking forward to sharing y'all this season, because I so far it's looking like it'll be a good season. I feel it'll be a good season. Just know that I'll give y'all the same vibe I gave y'all for season 6. So just know that. So what's going on with Spinoff Series Thursday? So what's going on with Spinoff Series Thursday is Spinoff Series Thursday will be returning in December of this year or January 2025. And every show is coming back. A conversation about music is returning with season 3. Date Night Talk podcast with myself and Miss Vanna B returning with season 3. And the Old School Show with myself and the Starlight Rod is returning with season 4. We will be having 5 to 6 episodes and 8 episodes for Date Night Talk. Also, we'll be having new spin-off series Thursday shows as well being added in 2025. One will be the Face Off, which, if you remember a conversation about music episode with me and Roddy have a Face Off, we will be turning that into a spin-off series Thursday series. Another spin-off series Thursday series is in the works right now with no title. And another one is returning, it becoming a series, which is a current segment right now. Once we officially plan out how we're going to do it, it will be becoming a spin-off series Thursday series. So we will be having 3 new spin-off series Thursday shows in 2025, in the fall of 2025. So look out for that. New spin-off series Thursday shows, fall of 2025. Also, I am through executive producers of shows like King Talk with Aaron Sands, Star Time Podcast, the Premier Boy Podcast. Also, other projects as well outside of the Premier Powers, outside of Mr. Gentleman like the podcast. I am working on other podcast shows as well, coming soon. Also, other projects as well. Patreon coming soon. Mr. Gentleman like the podcast late night show coming soon. The Trish live stream coming soon. And the Mr. Gentleman blog on YouTube coming real soon as well. So look out for all those projects coming real soon. And everything that I'm doing. You know, we got a lot of amazing things coming soon. So look out for everything that I'm about to do. And before I go, man, you know, well, I got a question that everybody been asking me, and I'm gonna answer this for y'all. The question I always been getting was, why do I go hard at everything that I do? And I go hard at everything that I do is because when it's something that you love, you do all you can to get it done. You know, when all your life you have people who always doubt you, who always put you down, who bully you, who told you that you ain't gonna be or anything like that. You just have to not only prove it to other people, but you have to prove it to yourself that you could do more things than what people think you can do. Yeah, with a lot of pain comes a person who never want to give up. When it's something that you love and no longer just work, it's your passion. So even when road is hard, if you see a vision of something, even when roadblocks are in your way, you just have to do all you can and not stop. You know, I know you hear you hear that advice a lot, but it's the truth. If you see something that you love and you love doing it, you just can't stop because you just never know what you're doing. You just never know who life you impacting. You just never know who you are helping, whether you're helping other people or you're just helping yourself. And you know, I'm not doing this for no fame and nothing. I'm doing this for impact. I'm doing this to help others. And that's where I'm at in the 5-year journey of my life of doing this show is I want to help others and support those who deserve the support. And hopefully along the way, they will support me back. You know, I don't ask for it, but if you do it, and I appreciate you even more. But yeah, you know, why I go hard so much? Because if it's something that I love and I see something in it, you just go to do all you can just to get it done. And that's why I love it, man. And I love everybody who doing their thing. And for everybody out there, no matter what you do, whether it's podcasting, owning a business, or promotion that you do at work or anything like that, if you love doing it, no matter what, don't give up. Even when things is hard. Because you're going to have roadblocks. You're going to have bad days. You're going to have unsuccessful days. Even with all those days, just can't give up. And that's all I got to say for that. And thank you for listening to the Season 8 premiere of Mr. Gentleman Like That podcast. And I'll be right back. Hello, everybody. This is your boy Ken, aka Mr. Gentleman. Now, I am the host of Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast, and this commercial break is brought to you by Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast presents Spin-off Series Thursdays. And Spin-off Series Thursday is the new home for Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast Spin-off Series that brought to you shows like a conversation about music podcast, the Old School Show, and Date Night Talk podcast. And a conversation about music podcast is a music spin-off series where we talk about anything music, from the current music scene and the old school music scene, where we interview many guests that's in the music industry and artists about their music journey. We have a segment game called the Face Off, which is a versus inspired game, and we have roundtable discussion about variety of music topics. And y'all can check out a conversation about music podcast every first Thursday at 12 a.m. Every first Thursday at 12 a.m. Now, the Old School Show that features myself and the star Roddy Rod is a show where we discuss anything old school, from music, TV shows, movies, and many more. We also bring in guests to join in on the old school conversation. Y'all can check out the Old School Show with myself and the star Roddy Rod every fourth Thursday at 12 a.m. Every fourth Thursday at 12 a.m. And last but not least, we have Date Night Talk podcast with myself and Miss Vanna B, where we talk about anything relationship related topics like love, dating, relationships, cheating, the good and the bad, and many more. And y'all can check out this spin-off series, Date Night Talk podcast, every second and third Thursday at 12 p.m. So look out for MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast presents Spin-Up Series Thursday, a conversation about music podcast every first Thursday. The Old School Show with myself and the star Roddy Rod every fourth Thursdays, and Date Night Talk podcast with myself and Miss Vanna B every second and third Thursdays. And y'all can check out MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast every Sundays for the main series, and every Thursday for spin-off series Thursdays. And thank y'all for checking out this commercial break. And now back to your regularly scheduled program. True! I just want to take the time to thank everybody for tuning into the season 8 premiere of MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast. I'm just happy to be officially back. I'm happy to give y'all this new season of MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast. And I'm happy for y'all to be back on this journey with me. And y'all already know where y'all can listen to MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast every Sundays for the main series, and every Thursday for spin-off series Thursdays, where we have shows like a conversation about music podcast every first Thursday at 12 p.m., Date Night Talk podcast with myself, Ms. Vanna B, every second and third Thursday at 12 p.m., and the Old School Show, myself and the star Roddy Rod every fourth Thursday at 12 p.m. Spin-off series Thursday will return in December or in January 2025. So save the date, and we will be back. You can check us out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, Good Pods, and many more. Y'all can rate the show 5-star rating on Spotify, Good Pods, Podchasers, and Apple Podcasts. The more y'all rate the show, the more people know about MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel right now at Ken, a.k.a. MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast. Ken, a.k.a. MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast. And you can subscribe to us on YouTube. We are still growing the channel, so subscribe to us. You can also check me out on the Premier Boys Podcast with myself, Aaron Keatok Says, the Star Roddy Rod, and Long Live the Chief Mighty Mel. New episodes of the Premier Boys Podcast every Wednesday at 12 p.m. New episodes of the Premier Boys Podcast every Wednesday at 12 p.m. You get to also check out other shows in the Premier Powers. Check out King Talk with Aaron Sands, hosted by Aaron. King Talk Sands every Friday at 12 p.m. Star Time Podcast hosted by the Star Rider Rod every Monday at 12 p.m. And welcome to the trilogy hosted by Long Live the Chief, Monty Mal. New episode coming soon. Support and listen to everything on the Premier Powerverse. Next week, we will start doing MrGentleman Lifestyle Shoutouts again, starting on next episode of MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast. And add us on Good Pods, Ken, MrGentleman. Y'all already know Good Pod catered to many independent podcasters. You can see what everybody listens to. We can rate each other's shows, and we have the charts. We don't have nothing for MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast achievements, but just want to say thank you everybody that continue to have MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast back to number one on for society and culture and the personal journal charts while we was on break. It really means a lot. And I just want to say thank y'all. It really, really means a lot. And thank you to everybody that been buying merch from the MrGentleman Lifestyle store. It really means a lot. Like I said, thank you everybody. Like for real. Thank you everybody. And you can check out the official website of MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast. www.realMrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast. You can listen to every episode of MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast. You can watch every video of MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast. From the audio version of MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast. From MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast TV. From MrGentleman Fact Quote of the Day. And many more. You can check out every guest that came on MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast. All 70 guests. We have many more coming soon this season. New guests coming this season. Check out every guest and person that I've been on. More guest appearances from me coming real soon. And you can check out the official merch on MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast. www.tpublic.com. Just search MrGentleman Lifestyle Store. We have shirts, hoodies, mugs, kids, clothes, and many more. Or y'all can just buy it through the website. So support the official merch store at tpublic.com. Just search MrGentleman Lifestyle Store and check out the official website of MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast. www.realMrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast. And once again, thank you everybody that tuned into the season 8 premiere of MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast. Next episode, we got the top 20 countdown show. And we had Jalen back on the show. And we will be doing our favorite top 20 biopics movies. So look out for that. Have a good day or night wherever you're listening to this episode. Yeah!
This is Princella from the Unexpected Podcast, and you're listening to the MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast.